Alright, power level to 30 in an afternoon. This is a day one division video and my first video after a long hiatus from Destiny. Alright, here's a strategy that I used to get to level 30 on day one of the game. I was able to get over 600,000 XP an hour by using this strategy, which is enough to get to level 30 very quickly. It's possible that the game doesn't allow you to do this, but it's currently in the game, and as you know with my channel, I'm always showing you it no matter what anybody thinks about it. Alright, so you can do this from the start of the game, but there's a few requirements that you're going to have to meet before you do it. It's good to have the Roy Benitez quest finished for the extra 10 XP boost. You're going to need the medical wing, hazmat unit, pharmacy, and virus lab unlocked. They basically give you the ability to have quarantine 4. Alright, so as you can see in the video, we are fast traveling to the crypt safe house, and we're going to go directly south from here to the medical wing decontamination mission. And I will show you the shortest route to get there where you do not see any enemies. You can run past everybody, which is why you can do this as low as, level 6, I guess. Alright. Now, while this is playing in the background, this is basically footage of one of my runs while I was power leveling. I should also mention that in here you can pick up some tools and it respawns every time. Now, the first time that you do this, you can do it with yourself as the session host. But later on, you're going to need to connect to a friend or person that's not completed this mission in order to redo it. In your mission progress, it's going to be considered as finished, but on your friends, it's not. Now, when you complete it on your friend's story progress, but they're not in the vicinity, it'll say completed until they leave the game and come back, and then it'll reopen. And as the game is right now, a division lets you get full XP for redoing encounters in this fashion. But I think that might get patched in the future if people start abusing this the way that I'm doing right now. Alright, so you also need to have the final safe house unlocked. I highly recommend having a friend do that for you. But if not, it is possible to sneak all the way there as a low level. It's just kind of a pain in the ass. Alright. Now the fastest method to do this is just doing the mission that you see here, but I'm going to have a little bonus in the end of it just for you guys, if you cannot find a friend to pair up with. Now, using this method, I was able to boost people from about level 6 to 15 in like less than an hour. I also recommend mixing in story missions while you're doing this, because if you're over 5 levels from the recommended level, you're not going to be able to matchmake, or it's going to be very difficult to matchmake. The game doesn't like matchmaking people that are more than 5 levels apart, because anytime you join somebody else's game, you're going to spawn all the enemies within 5 levels of you. So if you're level 30, all the enemies will be level 25. When I was doing this, I was just joining random people on my friends list games, but I was level 23, as you see here, and they were level 6, and then all of a sudden they just kept dying over and over again, and that was quite funny. Alright, so here you can see I've gotten all the boot up scanners. Now from here you just jump off the ledge, and then you end up down here. I skipped that part out because I actually took a wrong turn when I was doing it in this run. From here you just come up the elevator and you're basically done. So that takes about 3.5 minutes and you're going to get 47,000 XP for doing it. Over the course of an hour, that comes out to probably more than 600,000 XP per hour, more than 500,000. And as you can see here, level 23 is 245,000 experience. So I can easily go up several levels. By the time you hit level 25, you can actually probably stop doing this and just do story missions to hit 30. And then you can also matchmake like that. Now, basically, that's all there is to it. At this point, I would join into somebody else's, I'd get the host, which in this case was Super Bob. I'd get him to leave party, and then I would rejoin him, and it basically resets all the progress. And then I would just simply go back to that safe house, rinse and repeat. And Super Bob was nice enough to, it's good to have a friend that's willing to constantly do this every 3 minutes, leave party, and then load into the safe house. If you have a friend that's willing to load into the crypt, or just stay in the crypt the entire time, it actually makes this process a whole lot easier. As you can see here, I'm also carrying a couple other people with me. The trick to doing that is to make sure that they're at the front of the mission when you complete it. They have to be within a meter or two of the door, or else it doesn't count. So I just make sure that they're always at the front door, and I'm able to level them up quite quickly, actually. So just some tips. Joining random people on your friends list will get people pissed off at you. I recommend, if you don't have a friend, just matchmake into a story mode that's currently around your level and then doing it, but unfortunately that kind of ruins matchmaking for everybody else. If people are tagging along with you, try to convince them to put their quarantine level up to 4 so that they can help out too, and that turns the run from like 4.5 minutes to 3 minutes, which increases your XP per hour for everybody. And yeah, so if you don't have a friend that's willing to do that for you, you can do like what I'm doing here. And I'm doing the second mission as well, which is about 41,000 XP. It takes down your XP per hour a little bit, but not that much. And yeah, and then you just exit out. If you're doing like a matchmaking way, then I suggest doing these two. Doing any of the other decontamination missions earlier in the game just isn't worth it, because they're about 20,000 to 30,000 XP. It's better to just keep rinsing and repeating like I'm doing here. Now there's also blue chests that you can get. I kind of save them for later on, for about 25-ish when I started doing the story missions. And any later you start getting purples and they're not really that useful. So you can see here, I think Bean was not in front of the mission, so I just waited for him to get to the front door before I started it. And then I cashed it in, and that's basically it. So that's how to get to level 30 in a day. I hope you enjoy the game. I sure have been. I'm going to put some Dark Zone videos up real soon, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. I missed you.